In the year 2107 AD, on a planet far away from Earth, there was a brilliant scientist named Benjamin. Benjamin, who flew from his home planet Earth in the year 2071, when he was only 12 years old, using his father Alex's spaceship, and survived a long journey in space using the hibernation chamber also developed by his genius father, ended up on a habitable planet in a binary star system 8 light-years away from Earth. The whole journey took 24 years of his personal time, or 36 years of Earth time plus some extra months in the orbit of that planet before landing on the planet. Benjamin was the first human being to set foot in this new world. He knew he was alone, but he was determined to start a new life, to build a new civilization, and to create a brave new world full of bright possibilities. But the planet is barren, no complex life form exit except some microbial life and simple grass-like plants. He feels very lonely and without any purpose. He thinks about his own dark future. The sad realization of empty future, without any fellow human beings or companions, makes him frustrated, and he determines to create something amazing. He pursued his dream to do scientific discoveries and innovate new ideas so that he can stay away from boredom. His spaceship has a vast data library consisting of more than 1 lakh digital copies of various books and research papers, plus thousands of videos saved by his father during Benjamin's father's teenage time from the internet. Benjamin improves his knowledge day by day. He eventually named this planet after his father's name out of honor as Alexiana. He was fascinated with the idea of creating life from scratch, so he began to explore the concept of synthetic DNA. After years of research and testing, Benjamin finally figured out how to create a synthetic DNA strand using his own DNA as a blueprint. Soon he will be able to create the first complex life on this new planet, Alexiana. With this synthetic DNA, Benjamin set out to create the first living organisms from nothing. It was a slow and tedious process, but eventually, he succeeded. The organisms he created were small and primitive, but they were alive. As time went on, Benjamin continued to tweak and improve the synthetic DNA, studying the behavior of his organisms and making changes accordingly. He began to notice that the organisms were exhibiting signs of intelligence. They were able to communicate and work together to achieve common goals. Fueled by the success of his discoveries, Benjamin made a bold decision. He would uplift his organisms to a higher level of intelligence, creating an entirely new species in the process. It was a risky move, but Benjamin was confident that his creations would thrive under his guidance. And thrive they did. The newly uplifted organisms began to develop their own language and culture, forming complex societies and building structures. Years turned into decades, and Benjamin watched in amazement as his synthetic DNA creations evolved into a fully formed, intelligent species. He had created life from scratch, and he was proud of what he had accomplished. He named this being as Benjong. Soon he created a colony of 96 Benjong and 415 Karpas, that is underdeveloped Benjong. Benjong looks exactly like a human being but with 4 hands and 1 short tail. They also have 0 eyelids. Karpas look similar to Benjongs, but without any tail and only 2 limbs like human beings. They have thin eyelids. He also created 27 types of other animals, 9 types of insect species, and 305 types of plant species, and spread all these species across the planet. This planet only has 1 big continent, 1 surrounding ocean, and some islands. He created only 5 types of sea animals. All these happened only 9 years after his first complex life creation, in the year 2115. He also created a giant robot without much intelligence but just enough to observe and protect his creation in any emergency situation. But even as his creations thrived on their distant planet, Benjamin couldn't help but wonder what else he could create. He knew that he was capable of even greater things and that the possibilities were endless. He created an army of intelligent drones capable of flying at supersonic speed and protecting his creation and him from natural calamities if required. The time goes on. He literally lives for 170 years due to various genetic modifications he has done to himself, and he died in the year 2229 AD in Alexiana planet. He created 2 complex alien humanoid species plus some other animal species that are completely independent and different from the Earth's life. His accomplishments are stored in a databank for future generations or any other visitors to access. What happened after his death? What is going to happen between the 2 humanoid species? Want to know more? Stay tuned for the next part. Thanks. Please like my videos and subscribe my channel for more amazing videos.